All right, so we're going to first start with the geography over here. We want to ask the question, where are we actually selling it to? That's pretty important. So the obvious answers are going to be in the developed world, in English-speaking countries. Of course, we've got Australia is a good choice, UK is a good choice, US could work, and so could Canada. There are obviously other developed nations that speak very good English, but I think these, based on what we're selling, are going to be the most viable. I would put an emphasis on these two initially, just based on facts and figures that we have available according to local markets, price per leads, cost per acquisition, and all of those types of details. However, we don't want to neglect these. We split test them as we go. Let's move over to here and take a look at our core offer, because this is where the focus, the primary focus, needs to exist on the core offer, which in this case is going to be coaching. Why? Because it's the easiest to sell, and then you can branch off from, in different angles. Then we've got book sales over here. Now, the best thing to use a book for is to drive traffic to the core offer. Selling books alone is not very viable. You can make thousands, tens of thousands of dollars selling books, but not a lot of money. It's very rare that anybody makes hundreds of thousands of dollars selling books. But books are great promotional tools. So it's important that the books cross-sell the coaching. So if that's not written into the book, then the question becomes, is it possible to revise the books so that there's ongoing reference to the core offer? And if not, can we write an additional book that does exactly that? Then we've got public speaking events, and speaking events are great for a couple of reasons. Number one, you can get paid to speak in an event. Okay, and that can make some money, but most people don't make a lot of money, just like the books, okay? But we can sell books from the tables out in the lobby of the speaking events, which of course point to the core offer. And then the speaking engagement from the stage also points to the core offer, and you can make a special offer only available at that particular engagement. So where are we going to market these? Well, the most obvious choice for speaking engagement is going to be in Australia, but that doesn't mean that anyone should ever neglect the opportunity when they're traveling abroad to book opportunities, speaking engagements for when you're in town. Then you can incorporate, personal into business expense, and however you want to kind of manage your finances as it relates to that. And then of course you want to sell, we got the books, we got the coaching being the core offer, and then this can bring us down into other avenues. So here we can have, say, a high ticket offer. This would be the people who went through the coaching, but they're ready to take it to the next level, right? So if the coaching program is, say, $500 to $1,000, this would be $1,000 to $2,000. We wouldn't sell a lot of those, but we wouldn't need to sell a lot of those at the high ticket price. And then also we have certification, and certification is that can come. These people can come from multiple sources to the certification program, but the people who are going to be most likely to buy certification are the people who are already familiar with the core offer, people who probably already read the books, they've been through the program, they like it, they value it, they want to be involved in doing what you do and helping other people do the same thing. And so they're going to be your primary target market. I believe that's usually the case in this type of scenario. And then as far as where we can sell the books at, I like the UK for that location because we're getting cheap clicks in the UK right now. That might change in a year, but right now I think the UK market is good for that. And then of course the coaching, the core offer of coaching could be sold anywhere in the world, so we can promote core offer advertising also in the UK. So this would go really well together, these two, because we'd be running ads for coaching, right? And then we'd also be running ads for the book. The book points to the coaching, right? And the books are also included for anybody who buys your core offer. But if they buy the offer, you should send them the books as part of your package offering, that stack that you're offering. which you need to do, right? So think about add to webinar. Webinar makes an offer, which is a coaching call, or direct to sale. If you're under $1,000, you can sell absentee. You don't need to speak to somebody first. If you are going to speak to somebody first, then I would recommend in this application, if you want big numbers, to outsource the sales portion of your business so that they're scheduling calls with somebody else that's going to close the deal and then put you on the phone, just so that you're only talking to people who bought your core offer. But under $1,000, we might be able to go direct to webinar and then to sale. And we'll talk about marketing methods later on. But right now I wanted to address the specific locations. Now, this is not to say that either one of these shouldn't be, or any of this shouldn't be marketed over here to the US and Canada. I think they're viable markets, but they need to be split tested against the most obvious choices first, which is going to be Australia and the UK, and then we would take the data collected from the two and compare them to US and Canada. US prices on most ad platforms are going way up right now, and Canada is probably right behind them. UK is holding steady though. It's some really good prices in a lot of different markets, a lot of different industries, and a lot of different verticals. So that kind of pretty much summarizes the where for right now that I think we want to target, focus our offers and what our offering is. Now, in terms of what we can offer to the general public here, this can always expand. These are always going to able to branch off. The coaching offer can also, it can turn into group coaching. This could be a back-end membership downsell. Okay, after they buy your core offer, why not sell them on a $100 a month, $99 a month membership, which gives them access to exclusive content, right? Your support forum, live training, and all kinds of things. And if they've already bought the core offer, right, chances are that this sale here at $100 a month is not going to be a big deal. In fact, you may be surprised to find out later on that you would make more money selling smaller price monthly memberships than you did on your core offer. Not an uncommon scenario, and we'll get more into the details of how we're going to sell these things. And then of course, this is just an initial offering. All these things can branch off into other things, but we don't want to look at other things right now. We want to stay very focused on connecting these dots, putting all these things together so that they're working simultaneously and synergistically with one another in a most efficient way. And then from there, we can start tweaking, split testing, and building out.